The most common time to question whether or not you should be an actor is in the early stages of your career. And typically, this is going to be most likely to be the time when you have the least experience, the fewer opportunities to grow, and like no real big support network or tools even to help you judge whether the decision to be an actor is the right one for you. It's also the time when people around you are more likely to be questioning your decision making and advising you maybe, time to take another route with your life. Well, if that sounds like you, great. In this video, I'm going to outline exactly why actors ask this question so much and share some important strategies, not just for answering the question about should I be an actor, but for ensuring that you don't ever have to ask it again. I'm David and welcome to 5 Minute Acting Coach, your complete online guide to acting training wherever you're at. So, let's start by thinking about young actors that are just starting out on their journey. That's a great place to be, You're likely to be filled with passion, enthusiasm, creativity, and energy, and if you're anything like me, you're just like at that age longing to get started. And the chances are you've got some role models on social media, you're already generating content online, and if you're lucky, you've got some wise and experienced people around you, some voices that can feed you some good and relevant advice. Now that's a pretty ideal model, and actually very few people have that kind of environment to start from. But whatever your situation, you're likely to have already had a few really significant experiences that have helped form the decision in your mind to be an actor. So it's likely that you've experienced live performance at school or at college, probably in at least one meaningful or lead role, and the thrill and the inspiring energy of those early days as a student performer is something that I still treasure, and really it can't be underestimated. It's really, really powerful stuff. But you might also have worked with some amateur or community theatre companies, and that's a fantastic way to gain a bit more experience, or to work with people who are maybe older than you or from a more diverse range of backgrounds. And if you're dynamic and talented, then you might have worked with youth theatre groups, taken part in local or maybe even some national competitions. Maybe you've begun to work professionally in child or juvenile roles, or maybe you've done extra work too in film. Now, depending on your age, you might even have completed some acting courses for stage or film. You may already have gone through a drama school training. So I know that this question can come up really at any point in a young actor's life, because right now, at this moment, you're at a crossroads. You have this opportunity to be an actor in front of you. And the problem, like the key issue, if you like, with all of this experience is that it isn't really reflective of the industry. So using it to judge whether you should be an actor is kind of like an unreliable starting point. These brilliant experiences that you might have had give you clues about how you feel about the process and the outcome of performing, let's say, but they don't shape your understanding of the demands of the life of a professional actor. And you need to be informed about what that's really like before you can make any kind of important decision like, should you be an actor? It's not just what it's like to perform day to day you need to understand, but you need to understand what someone actually has to do to stay well and be employed and be fulfilled as an actor. So, For simplicity, I've broken this down into 3 different elements, okay? Business, creativity, and real life. Number 1, you are your business. So the business aspect of being an actor comes first, even though we go into the profession as a means to express our creativity. But understanding that is really central to the decision you make about whether you should be an actor or not. Being an actor is unlike so many other professions. So there's no bricks and mortar store, or office. You don't make and sell physical products. There aren't regular office hours. There's certainly no logical career path. Instead, an actor has to manage their own finances as an individual and as a business entity. And that can include, it's things like negotiating contracts and fees and salaries, as well as like the literal management of finances through bank accounts, savings accounts, investments, that kind of stuff. And then you need to think about things like tax, national insurance, pensions, subscriptions, fees and expenses, as well as managing accountancy packages, I suppose, and deadlines too. And often all this comes at the same time as managing a really kind of hectic creative schedule. So look, if that sounds like something you can manage, then maybe it's the right choice to be an actor. Your business needs you to be self-reliant and motivated with the ability to set and meet goals, even when the amount of control that you feel like you have might seem tiny. You need to be the furnace, the generator of your own income and your own success in a way that someone who works in an office 9 to 5, well, they might not. So you need to take responsibility for your ongoing professional development, your discipline, your career strategy, and in keeping active and positive in relationships with everybody around you. Additionally, when you're thinking about the business side of acting, when you're starting out as an actor, you'll need to take responsibility for your own networking strategy, your social media management, and all other aspects of self-promotion. And this is often something that, like inexperienced actors who've only really sort of performed, they struggle with this. They feel as though maybe they're being too pushy. And yeah, there's a fine line sometimes between successfully self-promoting yourself and becoming really annoying. Last of all, when it comes to business, you'll have to manage your own travel, your accommodation, your negotiations with agents and casting directors, and all of your professional commitments, which means achieving some really outstanding levels of diary management. And that's on you. Now, if you can prioritize all of these things, then go for it. Be an actor, because that's kind of the bedrock of an acting career. Number 2, creativity is your reward. So if you're able to successfully manage the business aspects of being an actor, then your reward is freedom of creative expression. First and foremost, if you want to be an actor, then you need to have something to say and the tools to say it. You'll spend a lot of your time developing your own projects and making your own work. Not because you don't have an alternative, but because you're compelled to. An actor that fully embraces their art form and brings their own projects to life is a successful one. Now, you should also regularly see and reflect on live performance work, not just as a networking opportunity, but to inform your own practice. And that can be hard to achieve, like both financially and from a scheduling perspective, but it's vital, If you don't think you're that bothered about seeing live work, then do not be an actor. Lots of your time, of course, has to be spent on the acting work that you're actually engaged in. That's your trade, that's your craft. And to do that well demands dedication of energy and time and imagination, and it should be your priority when you are engaged in it, but not beyond. You need to be planning the next project and completing, well, any number of other jobs to keep your career moving forward. Much of your creative energy will be spent preparing for and attending auditions and castings. You won't get them all, but each and every one is, well, it's an exciting, fulfilling, and it's a creative opportunity for you to express yourself, for you to express your craft. So jump in with both feet, but don't expect more from it than the experience of the moment. Importantly, to keep your creative juices flowing, you'll need to be continually developing your skills and your level of technique, wherever you're at really, through one-to-one coaching, through training, workshops, courses and classes. And each one of those goes on the CV. An actor that doesn't keep learning doesn't keep working. And if you're thinking about being an actor, but you aren't keen on developing your skills regularly, well, you know what I'm going to say. Don't be an actor. Last of all, when it comes to creativity, if you're an actor, then it's your responsibility to give back, to volunteer, to work with kids at a youth group, give acting lessons to those that need it, help other actors with their audition material, and just support other actors during long projects. You need to be generous and purposeful in your sharing of expertise. Hey, if you're enjoying this video and you can see yourself using some of these techniques, then please do like and subscribe so that more actors can find us on YouTube and join the family. Number 3, real life is what matters. So being an actor shouldn't define you. If you're at that crossroads I mentioned earlier and you're wondering if you should be an actor because all you can think about is performing, then that's a good indicator of your passion. But it's also a warning bell. There is more to life than your career as an actor. And if you can't recognize that and you can't act on that knowledge, then your acting career will be immeasurably poorer for it. If you can, you'll be really successful. I'm not saying that, you shouldn't be committed, but you've got to get a functionally successful balance between your work as an actor and the rest of your life. You've got to cover the basics. Of course, you've got to get your fundamental needs met. You've got to get your shelter and your food and your utilities and your travel and health and well-being. And I've included health and well-being here as I can't stress enough how important it is for actors to prioritize these. Giving yourself some time to focus inwardly on the things that bring you peace and pleasure, man, that's vital. It might seem like you've got better things to do, but that's a false economy of time. Look after yourself and your career will look after you in return. You'll need to cultivate multiple incomes. And this isn't just because you're an actor and the chances are that you might need to boost your income from other sources. It's because this is fast becoming the way the world works in the 21st century. If you can generate some passive income or some alternative income streams, and these, they allow you the freedom to work as an actor, then you'll have a confidence and a longevity that, well, I guess other actors only dream of. Keep focused on pursuing the things you enjoy outside of acting, like sports, mental arithmetic, painting, renovating houses, whatever it is, because you have to stay rounded and rich as a person when you're an actor. So much of the profession strips away the essence of who you are, that if you don't have a breadth of hobbies or you don't engage in the things that make you who you are, you'll be a poorer actor in the long run. Last of all, your friends and family are vitally important to your well-being, your prosperity, and your success as an actor. So, Don't ignore them or consider yourself too busy or too driven, you know. Take the people who ground you on the journey with you rather than leaving them behind. And in the end, the time you spend with them will refresh and redefine you and give you the foundation you need to pursue your own acting goals. Look, let's level up. I'm not you. I don't know your situation, your mindset, your goals, or your insecurities, but if you can embrace each of those three elements, you know, the business side, the creative side, and the having a wider life side, and commit to all that they involve, then you stand a great chance of making it as an actor. And I'd be excited for you to make the right decision. Should you be an actor? Absolutely, if those three things apply to you. Thanks for watching, and let me know in the comments if these strategies are successful for you and if there's other videos you'd like to see on the 5-Minute Acting Coach channel. And last of all, I'm just going to be cheeky, don't forget to like and subscribe, and if you've enjoyed this, then check out some of our other videos or just head on over to 5minuteactingcoach.com for tons of great free acting resources, and also there to book a live one-to-one online coaching session if you want to. All right, good luck out there, and I'll see you next time.